Hi, ladies. How's everyone doing? This is Vlogmas number 10. I hope that everyone is doing well this evening. Um, so, if you are a visitor, come on in. Welcome to the front row of Blessed and Beautiful. Everybody gets to sit on the front row, and we hope that you enjoy yourself while you're here. And if you are a Slady and you're part of the Slady Squad, welcome back. Hey. So, yeah, today's Vlogmas number 10 is my 10th eye look, and I had to tell myself sometimes you like them, sometimes you're like, I'm not even, I don't know. I like it, I don't like it, I haven't decided yet, but I said, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. See what y'all think. You may be able to recreate it in your own way or have some suggestions that you want to put down in the comments below. But yeah, so let's get into this look. Let me close my eyes so you can see what I was trying to do. Okay. And I do have some glitter. I have some matte. I have some sparkly shimmer. I have a lot going on. Maybe that's what the problem is. It's too much going on. Okay, so at first I was going to do something with red, white, and green, like some kind of like eye look that was red, white, and green. And then I could show you kind of like how to embellish it to make it, more Christmassy, I guess is the best way to describe it. My idea for this particular look was that tomorrow's Christmas Eve, and some of you may be watching it overnight or in the morning or whatever. But you see this and you're like, I might want to try that. It's not too over the top. For the if you have like an office party or somewhere where you don't dress down except for casual Friday or something like that. So I kind of thought that this would look you know I'm sorry. I'm getting a new chair soon, y'all. One with wheels. Okay. And a back. Okay. So, as I was saying, this particular look, you may be able to swing at a nice party. So that's why I did this. It's not too much. I was going to do something a little bit more over the top once I finished this eye look and went on to Vlogmas number 11. We'll see how I feel when I get finished talking about this one. Okay. So, Vlogmas number 10, the thing that I decided to call this was a Santa Grinch mashup, right? So, Santa's hat is there, but he decided since the Grinch was happy and fun and loving at the end of the story that he got to be a part of the hat too, because guess what, he did bring all the gifts back. So you know that's kind of where I was going with this. Some of y'all may be like, whatever, but let me show you how I did it. Sometimes your creativity needs some skills, so I'm working on it. And you see my little puff cotton ball here at the end of the hat? Yeah, okay. All right, so some of the things that we already know how to do, very simple, and then a couple of the shimmers and all that'll be new, but most of this we've done in the first 9 looks. So let's get started. First, we're going to start with our colors. You need a red, a white, and a green. So I have 2 reds because I kind of was mixing them. This red here, which it was coming out a little darker, so I mixed it. Oh, I'm sorry. This is the red Fire. Fire from the Wahala palette, the original Wahala palette. And then I have a red from the Festival palette here in this corner. And I think I pulled on another red, but reds is what you need. Then you need a white. And so the white that I'm using is Uli from the Festival. This is still the Festival palette. And then for green, I have, of course, the Pistachio palette that we did from yesterday. I started out with one of the Wahalas, but I kept thinking about this green from Vlogmas number 9. So yeah, I went back into this palette. All right, so you basically need a red, a white, and a green. Doesn't matter where you get them from, as long as they're the red, the white, and the green that you would like, okay? And you need brushes. And because these colors are so pigmented, I have a different brush for each color. All right, so I did not prime yet, so let's do that. I have my Pretty Vulgar eyeshadow primer, and I've been using this for the most part over the past 9 looks. This one and Marc Jacobs are the two that I like the best. And you just want to put it over your whole lid. Now, if you're using something like this, know that it will start to dry quickly and that you need to get it where you want it and then get out the way because it will start to dry. And if you put over top of a part that dried, it starts to get messy. So just work fast. Okay. And I always try to put some down in this corner here as well. Okay, so it'll start drying, and if you have one of these too, you can feel it drying. It's just like a mask. When you do a clay mask and you feel that tightening, that's what you'll feel on your eyelid as well. Which for me, I'm like, yes, because I have hooded lids, especially on this eye. So it's already started drying. I can feel it on my eye. So I'm just looking at it to make sure it's all nice and sheer. Because when you start piling on top, then you can see it underneath your shadow. So you want to make sure you put it on and then get your finger out the way. Okay. All right. So now we're going to start with the red. And I'm going to I used a fluffy brush first, but this isn't the one that I used, obviously, because it's not red. But this is what I have in my hand. So I'm going into this red in the Walhalla palette called Fire. And basically, because you want to have a lot of white, this is going to be higher. For many of us, it's going to be higher than the crease of your eye. Okay. So if I put mine in my crease, you won't be able to see it because of my hooded lids. But if you have, you don't have that issue with your eyes, you may be able to start in your crease. Me, I'm faking a crease. That's what we do with cut crease for me. I'm faking out, making everybody think, oh, your eye is much more spaced than it really does, because technically my crease is down here. So we got our red on. And for all the visitors who are here, just know that I'm trying to get this done in less than 30. So I do move pretty fast. If you have questions and you want me to answer something that I have not said, just put it down in the comments section below and I will be sure to get back to you. Okay. Now, this is why I went into another red, because I don't know. I just layered them. Anyway, I like layering because that gives it some dimension anyway. When you start thinking about shadows and creases and stuff like that, you know, you don't look at one flat color. It usually has some folds, some shadows that kind of bring life to that color. All right, so we got our red down. Okay, now we're going to go into the cut crease. I know they're like, oh, Lord, she's going into the cut crease again. It's not hard. We've been doing this, right? So today, definitely, we're using the NYX eyeshadow base in white because we want the space in the middle to be white. Now, don't be afraid that as you start to cut your crease, it will turn pink. And that is because you're working near the red. But don't worry, when you put your color, your powder over top of it, you should not be able to see the pink, okay? All right, as always, we're going to dig in with the bottom part of the brush. You want to work from a different space. Don't work inside the jar because then it will be 50 colors. We only want it to be white. All right, so it's on the back of my hand and that's where I work. Now, this eye doesn't do our little trick, but for most of us, if you put your shadow down on your lid, look up. This eye doesn't do it, but if you, okay, it did a little bit. When you look up, do you see this up here? That lets you know that at least you need to go up this high. You can go further, but not lower. You go lower, you're going to mess up whatever you put in that space because this white will lay right over top of it. All right. And we're going pretty high. At least I am. You don't have to, but hey. So, Merry Christmas, everyone. I cannot believe that tomorrow is Christmas Eve. I hope everybody is doing well and that, you know, I know there's so much that went on this year, but I'm just hoping that everyone's holidays are nice. And, we're not going to see any family at all this year. And that's kind of hard for me, but because I'm high risk, because my immune system is compromised, I can't really be around a lot of people. My son also, he has asthma, and so he would have a really hard time if he were to contract the virus. So we're just doing what we can to have fun at home. We're going to Zoom on Christmas, of course. All right. Okay, so as you see, it did start to turn pink, which again, it's okay. All right. So you just kind of decide where you want this to go. And if you can close your eye and hold it closed, that would be really good because then you could see exactly where you're laying this down. Okay. And you're just making a semicircle, a dome shape, however you want to do it. And it doesn't have to be this big. If you want it to be smaller, it can. But one of the things that I did for us is since we're going to put this glitter up there, um, you don't have to be perfect. And it doesn't have to be glitter like this. It could be maybe you have a glittery eyeliner that you can go over that with. And that way you don't have to worry about if it's not as neat as you want it to be. Okay. All right. So now we're going to do we do now? We're going to do the green. I know that sounds backwards, but after doing this, I know why I wanted to do that. So I'm just making sure this dries. And if you are using this product, please try to get it as thin as possible so that it can dry. And then when you put your powder over it, it will set it. If you put a lot on here, it won't dry properly and it will crease. And then it will mess up your um what you're doing in that part. That happened to me the other day. I didn't let it dry and then I went to take pictures, and do you see where that black is? It was just a big crease. And see how when I fold my eyes down, you don't see, like my skin. Well, you can see my skin on that other one. So you just want to keep patting it until you get it dry. And what I'm going to do just for me, you can do this, it's up to you. I think I'm going to put some of the white in just to set it. And then I'm going to go back over it. But I know I'm going to take pictures when I'm done. And I just know that if I don't set this with some powder so that it can dry properly, it will crease. And I'll just go back over it again. But this is my white. I'm just going over it one time just to make sure I set this in place. See how nice and white that is? And you don't see your crease. I'll probably go over it one more time. All right. So now we're going into the green. Okay. Now, I'm using this green right here, and it is a shimmer. It does not have to be a matte unless you would like it to be a matte. So it's up to you. And that green is called Treat, and that's from one of my favorite all-time palettes. This is the Sweet Shop Pistachio palette, and y'all know my favorite color is blue, so for this to be one of my fave palettes, that's saying something. Okay, so I'm going to use this small smudger. Is that what they call it? Yep, a smudger. This is a motor brush. Let's see if it'll, sometimes it, No. All right. So anyway, oh, there we go. Smudger. Okay. So I'm going to use this because I just want a light green line down the bottom. And I think where I messed up earlier, I didn't like it a lot was because the green was too thick and you couldn't really see the white as much. So you want your green to be a thin line. And, hmm, hmm. Okay. We got time. Stop, pause for a moment. Let me give you some suggestions of what you would like to do. All right, so we didn't do the liner yet. I was going to do the green first. What I did earlier was I have this by NYX. It is the Vivid Brights eyeliner. It's waterproof. These are amazing. So if you're just trying to do some, I mean, some really dramatic things with some liner on your eyes, you know, some hearts you want to draw, these are good ones to do that with. So I did a wing, but then I went over it with the, yeah, maybe we'll do that. I went over it with this green shimmer, but I really still want you to be able to see the green um, wing. So let's do that. Let me let y'all do that. Okay. So just like you do your black liner, you just do the green. And really, the reason I'm doing this is to give it a a dimension where you can see this underneath kind of setting up where this wing is going to go. And then you're going to start from here and kind of meet. You can do it that way, or you could do it backwards where you start here and drag in like that. Either way is fine. I sometimes I do the drag in part more because I just had better luck doing it that way, but I've been able to do it both ways where you start from here and go out. Sometimes I get it right. Start from here and come in. More often than not, I get it right. And when I say right, I mean like to us, you know, when you're like, okay, that looks good, I can leave. Not the when you're standing there for 20 minutes trying to make the wing. Yeah. So, all right. So now we're going to let that dry. Dry. 1 second. I'll be back. Okay. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your green smudger. You're going to place this into whatever color you want. And mine is the Treat from the Pistachio palette. Now that this is dry, I'm going to go over it with this green shimmer. And we're doing this first because we kind of really just want a thin line. Just to go to my wing. Ta-da! And we do need the wing to put our little pom-pom ball on. Okay. I'm sorry if I was cutting y'all up. Sometimes I put this in front not thinking, y'all are probably like, we can't see anything you're doing. Okay. Now, if you notice, there's like a lot of like powder and stuff. Some of these shades are pretty powdery, especially the white. So you want to be careful, but always have your wipes to clean up under your eye when you're done. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go back into the white just to make sure that my white covers the, all right. So I'm taking a brush that's like detailed because I don't want to push my green or white into the other shades. So I keep forgetting some of these palettes don't have mirrors. So I want to hold the palette and then I'll go to look and I'm like, oh, there's no mirror. But that makes it a little hard because now I'm trying to hold the mirror and hold the palette. Okay, so we're going to go back over this with white. And you want to really build up that white because we want it to be fluffy. And this is basically that fluff from Santa's hat, the white fluffy part. After you do this, you're going to make your little pom-pom ball here. Just stamp it in there. It doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. So what else do we want to do? Okay, so let's look. We got our white done. We got our red done. All right. So now we're going to blend our red out a little bit because you're getting ready to put your red shimmer. Now, if you don't have red shimmer and you just want to leave it like this, which actually looking at it is pretty nice, you can leave it like this. So I'll just leave it so you can know what the two options are. So you can either take your red shimmer and go right around the halo of this, the outer halo, and put your red, or you can just leave it like this because there's the red hat with the nice fluff and your little pom-pom ball. So either one of those. I actually like this better. Okay. All right. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go underneath with the smudger, which I just lost. Oh, here it is. Smudger. We're going to go back into that green and we're going to go underneath. And there we are, complete. Now, you want to add something to it like, okay, so for this pom-pom ball, let me clean that up. Let me show you how we clean those up. Make it a little bit more. Get your wipes. Ideally, I do all of my makeup before I do my face. So I do my eyeliner and all that stuff, my decorations and all that stuff. And then I clean up around it and do my face. So normally, right after doing this, I would be going into that. But I already did my face just to come on camera. Okay. So you see how we cleaned that up? Very simple. Wow. Okay, so what I was saying about the this puff ball is I have a shimmer. Now this is my Galaxy palette from Cara Beauty, and I used this red shimmer to go around here. I wish I had made it a little bit thinner so that you could see the red like that is. Because now it just looks like the entire hat is glitter, whereas this is like a nice little red part. And I mean, now that I'm not putting the glitter, you could like bring this further out and have like a much bigger hat. Look at that. So I hope everybody is doing well and getting ready for the holiday weekend. That's pretty. All right, and so I'm going to take my shimmer here. It's so like a white shimmer, this one right here, and just put it on the puff ball to give it some glittery goodness. Because y'all know I love glitter. Okay, see how that sparkles. All right, so the only thing we have left to do is some mascara, and I didn't do lashes because I didn't want to cover up the hat with the lashes. So I just did a nice mascara. And this is my fave that I still continue to use. I don't like anything else. Well, let me take that back. I do like the Man Eater that I got in my BoxyCharm, but I didn't open it yet. But I have used it before, so I do know I like it. But this is like my favorite, 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 favorite. And I gotta order some more before they disappear. And they say, oh, that's not being made anymore. Okay, so we're just going around. And that's it. So simple. Wasn't as bad. Now, if you want to do your shimmer around, I would suggest that you use your glitter primer. Okay, so I did use this, and I used a glitter primer to go around where I wanted the glitter, and then I went in and pressed the glitter where the primer was. You want to do that because you don't want to be talking or, whatever you're doing and glitter is falling into your eye. And then, where did it go? 1 second. Okay, so ladies, I'm back. I just wanted to remind you that when you're ready, you're going to take your tape and you're going to stick it on the part that you don't want the glitter on before you well, let me say this. You want to stick it wherever you see glitter so that before you wash your face, you see that? I already pulled off glitter. You want to use this tape to take this glitter off. You may have to do it a couple of times, right? But it's right there on the tape. And then you wash your face and you won't have glitter going into your eyes or causing any glitter to fall down on your face, anything like that. Okay. That's it, ladies. That was quick, huh? So, I hope that you enjoyed this. I know I said I didn't really like it as much, but I think it's grown on me, especially the side where I didn't use too much glitter. So I hope that some of you may be able to use this for an eye look for Christmas Eve. And I pray that your Christmas Eve goes well. And I'm also praying for you over the holidays. I will be here tomorrow with a very fun, very, very imaginative look. So don't forget to be here for Vlogmas number 11. Right? Yes, 11. All right, ladies, you know what we say around here. Whether it is day or evening, whatever it is, wherever you are, I hope that it is good. Don't forget to pray. We really need it. And don't forget to slay. All right, ladies, have a good evening. Bye.